North Little Rock, Arkansas, September 11, 2025. Police observed Archie Flemons driving a silver Ford Taurus at 80 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone on Interstate 30. When signaled to stop, the vehicle briefly pulled over near exit 152A of Interstate 40 before suddenly accelerating and fleeing the scene. During the pursuit, Flemons drove the wrong way on Percy Machine Drive at 75 miles per hour, then lost control and struck the roadside barrier while attempting to merge onto I-40.
Hands! Show me your fucking hands! Get out! On the ground! On the ground! Lay down on the ground! On the fucking ground, don't move! Don't fucking move!
He abandoned the vehicle, attempted to flee on foot, and resisted arrest but was quickly subdued using a conducted energy weapon and taken safely into custody. Flemons was medically evaluated at UAMS Medical Center before being transported to the Pulaski County Detention Center. He now faces multiple charges, including fleeing by vehicle, resisting arrest, assaulting a police officer, reckless driving, speeding, driving with a suspended license, and operating a vehicle without insurance. Trotwood, Ohio, January 8, 2024. Police responded to a report of a pedestrian intentionally struck by a pickup truck at the Voyager Mobile Home Park. Upon arrival, patrol units located the fleeing vehicle, driven by 55-year-old James Michael Skirvin. During the pursuit, Skirvin pointed a rifle out the window and opened fire on officers, forcing responding units to take tactical action. He fired 3 rounds before deliberately ramming his truck into a patrol vehicle, critically injuring Officer Michael Richardson of the Trotwood Police Department. Officers returned fire, striking Skirvin and bringing the incident to an end. Skirvin was later convicted on multiple charges, including felonious assault on a police officer, aggravated menacing with a weapon, vehicular assault, failure to comply, discharging a firearm in a prohibited area, possession of weapons and narcotics, and domestic violence. Brazil, 2025. During a patrol conducted by the Special Tactical Motorized Police Unit, officers observed a man riding a motorcycle without a license plate at high speed through a residential area. When signaled to stop for inspection, the rider accelerated and fled, speeding through multiple streets and ignoring police commands to stop. The pursuit was intense but ended quickly when the suspect lost control, fell to the ground, and was subdued. During questioning, he admitted to having a prior criminal record for receiving stolen property and claimed he fled out of fear. The motorcycle was seized for investigation, and the rider was taken to the police station to face charges of operating an unregistered vehicle, resisting law enforcement, and reoffending in connection with stolen property. Brazil, 2025. Late on a weekend night, civil police officers were dispatched to the Fernando Mendes de Almeida area, where a large street funk party was causing disturbances in the neighborhood. While patrolling the scene, officers noticed a man on a motorcycle acting suspiciously. When signaled to stop for inspection, the rider suddenly accelerated and fled, triggering a high-speed pursuit through the crowded streets. After several minutes of pursuit, the suspect lost control, abandoned the motorcycle on the roadside, and fled on foot. Officers quickly secured the area, recovered the motorcycle with the key still in the ignition, and determined that the individual was linked to a group of youths involved in the earlier street party disturbance. Police stated that the pursuit was part of ongoing efforts to strengthen weekend nighttime security, particularly in areas with large gatherings and a high risk of illegal street racing. Brazil, 2025. During a routine patrol, police officers approached a man riding a Honda motorcycle for an administrative inspection. Initially, the rider cooperated, stating that the vehicle belonged to him and admitting to a prior criminal record related to receiving stolen property. However, while officers were verifying his documents, he suddenly accelerated and fled, prompting a pursuit. The chase moved through several narrow streets as the suspect repeatedly changed direction, attempting to hide within residential areas. Police quickly coordinated with additional patrol units to block nearby roads and establish a perimeter around the area. After some time, the motorcycle was found abandoned near a small alley, while the suspect had fled the scene. The vehicle was seized for investigation, and police are continuing to search for the suspect in connection with evading inspection and involvement in receiving stolen property. Benton County, Arkansas, June 8, 2025. Trooper Surratt was monitoring traffic on Interstate 49 when he observed a motorcycle without a license plate traveling northbound at approximately 85 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. When emergency lights were activated to initiate a stop, the rider accelerated past 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and passing other vehicles on the shoulder, at times reaching speeds of up to 130 miles per hour. The motorcycle eventually lost control, struck the rear of another vehicle, and veered into a ditch on the right side of the roadway.
I think he just wrecked out. He just wrecked out. Getting pretty wrecked out. See where he went? Yeah, he went up there.
The rider abandoned the motorcycle and fled on foot. Multiple units, including a K-9 team from the Bella Vista Police Department, were deployed to track the suspect but were unable to locate him. No identification or personal items were found near the motorcycle. The vehicle was towed by Irwin's Towing and impounded for further investigation. Brazil, during a nighttime patrol, the Civil Guard police observed a motorcycle without a license plate traveling through a residential area and signaled the rider to stop for inspection. The rider, a young male, appeared nervous and suddenly accelerated to flee, initiating a high-speed pursuit through several narrow streets and densely populated neighborhoods. The chase continued until officers surrounded the suspect and forced him into a dead-end street. Cornered from multiple directions, the rider lost control, fell to the ground, and was safely subdued. Upon inspection, officers found that he had no vehicle documents. And he admitted fleeing because he feared being fined and that the motorcycle did not belong to him.
Ei, PM, na Júlia Maciel. Toca nada, hein, filho?
The motorcycle was confirmed not to be registered in the suspect's name and showed signs of being linked to theft activity. The individual was taken to the police station for further investigation, while the vehicle was seized for verification of ownership.
There was a white male jumped off around.
Cabot, Arkansas, July 10, 2025. Police observed Michael Zuber III operating a blue sport motorcycle with passenger Randy Weller Jr. on Kerr Station Road without a rear license plate. When officers signaled for a stop, Zuber appeared to pull over but suddenly accelerated, initiating a pursuit that reached speeds of nearly 85 miles per hour.
.37 Butter Rock. Northbound through campground. It's a white male, black t-shirt, black shorts. If you would notify Cabot, see if they've got any units that can assist.
As the motorcycle turned onto South Adams Street, it lost control, ran into a grassy ditch, and crashed. Zuber was taken into custody at the scene, while Weller, who had jumped off the motorcycle earlier, was uninjured.
There was a white male jumped off around. Wrecked out.
Roll over on your fucking face.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
I'm trying.
I'm about to get you in there. I'm getting an ambulance on the way.
Zuber admitted fleeing because he was carrying a drug straw and confessed to using methamphetamine earlier that morning. He was transported to the Lonoke County Detention Center and charged with fleeing, possession of drug paraphernalia, reckless driving, speeding, no insurance, and no license plate. Brazil, 2025. While patrolling in the downtown area, police officers observed a motorcycle without a license plate displaying suspicious behavior. When signaled to stop for inspection, the rider initially slowed down but suddenly accelerated and fled, speeding through several city streets.
Oi, filho. Foi? O que aconteceu aí?
motorcyclist weaved recklessly at high speed, raced through narrow alleys, and shot down steep slopes in a frantic attempt to escape, nearly colliding head-on with an orange car. After descending a second hill, he lost control, skidded across the pavement, and crashed hard into a wall, bringing the dangerous pursuit to an abrupt end. The entire chase was captured on police cameras. A tense, action movie-like sequence that showcased the composure, precision, and quick response of the Brazilian police force. Springdale, Arkansas. October 5th, 2025, police observed a white Honda CBR 600 motorcycle driven by 28-year-old Jimmy D. Townsend, traveling over 90 miles per hour along U.S. Highway 412. When officers attempted a traffic stop, Townsend accelerated to flee, prompting a high-speed pursuit through multiple residential areas. During the chase, he repeatedly ran red lights, drove against traffic, and reached speeds of up to 140 miles per hour, posing extreme danger to other motorists. Officers coordinated to block intersections and contain the area to prevent accidents. When Townsend turned around in a dead-end street and sped back toward pursuing units, a patrol car blocked his path, causing him to collide and be thrown from the motorcycle.
Turn around. Right, just turn left there.
He's got a tag in the back. Marshall's Henry Frank. I couldn't get the last name.
Stop burn. Westbound Turner, westbound Hudson. That's southbound.
Still south on Turner. He missed the turn right here. Six and 20 is going to be William Edward 244.
We copy William Edward 244.
Right there, right there, right there.
He's down, he's down.
Yeah, what's up there?
You mean ambulance?
Townsend received medical aid at the scene before being transported to Washington Regional Medical Center for treatment of his injuries. After being released, he was taken to the Washington County Detention Center, where he faces multiple serious charges related to his actions. Brazil, 2025, the Civil Guard Police Force of Sorocaba, in coordination with the Special Tactical Patrol Unit and the Special Support Motorized Patrol Team, was conducting a nighttime patrol in the downtown area when officers observed a man riding a motorcycle without a helmet, appearing to evade upon noticing the police vehicle. When signaled to stop, the rider panicked, accelerated, and fled through several city streets and narrow residential alleys. After a few minutes of pursuit, the tactical units established a perimeter and blocked all escape routes. Cornered in a narrow street, the man lost control, fell to the ground, and was safely taken into custody. He admitted fleeing out of fear of being fined for not wearing a helmet and for lacking vehicle documents. The motorcycle was found not to be registered in his name, and the suspect had a prior criminal record related to motorcycle theft. He was taken to the police station for further investigation, while the vehicle was seized for verification of ownership. Springdale, Arkansas, October 25th, 2024. While patrolling Interstate 49, Sergeant Taylor Elkins observed 4 motorcycles traveling at speeds exceeding 90 miles per hour. One of them, a white Honda sport bike driven by Gabriel Medina Garcia, accelerated to flee when signaled to stop.
What's the vehicle?
It's a black sports bike. Rider's got a blue sweatshirt and blue jeans. Still at 140. Coming up on the 77. Going about 76 passing.
Well, notice how big getting.
10-4.
Coming up on the 77, still at 140.
The motorcycle reached speeds over 130 miles per hour, weaving across 3 lanes, running multiple red lights, and driving the wrong way on Olive Street, endangering other motorists. During the pursuit, the suspect's motorcycle struck the rear of a patrol vehicle but continued to flee.
Nope, stay northbound.
10-4.
Pleasant Grove exit.
Coming up on Pleasant Grove.
And 10-4. Still northbound, still northbound. Staying northbound. He acted like he was going to stop when I got beside him.
10-4. 10-4.
We'll notify Roger.
10-4.
Okay, straight my unit.
L44 250.
I'm 250 east, straight my unit.
10-4.
As the chase approached the intersection of 8th Street, officers performed a forced stop, causing the motorcycle to lose control and slide out. The suspect resisted arrest but was quickly taken into custody without further incident.
He crashed.
Get on the ground! Now! Hands up! Hands up! Roll over! Roll over now! You're gonna roll over, I'll do it for you. Roll over. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Do not resist, you understand? I said do not resist.
At the scene, he received a medical evaluation but declined hospital treatment. Medina Garcia was transported to the Washington County Detention Center and charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, speeding, running red lights, unsafe lane and signal changes, operating a motorcycle without a license, improper display of a license plate, and failure to yield at an intersection. Brazil, 2024. As the video begins, the pursuit is already at its peak. The motorcycle rider speeds through crowded city streets in a desperate attempt to escape. He recklessly squeezes between two oncoming cars separated by only a few centimeters before striking a rock, sending both rider and motorcycle jolting upward. Undeterred, he continues racing through narrow, winding alleys, narrowly avoiding a collision with a black car before slipping through one last tight gap. But on the next downhill stretch, he loses control and becomes trapped in a dead-end alley.
Passa no quadrado, companheiro.
Vai dar volta lá, caralho, lá. Para, vem cá, vem cá, vem cá. Deita no chão, deita, deita, deita.
The entire chase was captured clearly on police cameras, showcasing the precision, composure, and quick reflexes of the officers, bringing an end to a heart-pounding pursuit reminiscent of an action movie. Little Rock, Arkansas, October 5th, 2025. Patrol officers on Interstate 30 observed a blue motorcycle without a license plate speeding and making unsafe lane changes near mile marker 141. When signaled to stop, the rider, identified as Craig Washington, looked back and accelerated to flee, prompting a pursuit that reached speeds over 120 miles per hour as the motorcycle weaved through traffic and even rode along the shoulder.
255, 30 westbound, 126, 249 from Shell gas station, 126, with a white Jeep. They do have pictures of the vehicle westbound. Speeds 100, passing 134.
36 on secondary alcohol. We're 30 west, level 133. Speed 115. Left lane, light traffic, 115.
Took the 133. 36 gonna be probably.
We blew through guys' ravines. We're west on the west surface road. No traffic. Turning a right. Continuing westbound on the surface road. White middle, white shirt. He's signaling to stop, but he's speeding 70.
Washington exited the interstate at exit 133, continued along the I-30 frontage road, and then turned onto University Avenue.
Taking a right, coming up on University. Speed's 30. We're at University in the Frankfurt service road. We might be stopping now. No, we're just taking off. We're north on University. Light traffic. Turning left.
As officers closed in, he abandoned the motorcycle and fled on foot across a grassy area, but was quickly subdued after ignoring multiple commands to stop. Washington was transported to the Pulaski County Detention Center and charged with multiple offenses, including fleeing by vehicle at excessive speed, resisting on foot, speeding, and unsafe lane changes. Brazil, 2025, civil police officers conducted an inspection of a motorcycle without a license plate in an area known for frequent motorcycle thefts. The rider appeared nervous and claimed the vehicle had just been recovered after being stolen. But upon further inspection, officers noticed several irregularities and confirmed that the motorcycle had been reported stolen. When ordered to step off the vehicle, the suspect suddenly accelerated and fled, speeding through multiple streets, weaving between lanes and running red lights in an attempt to escape. The pursuit continued until the suspect lost control and fell to the ground. Officers quickly subdued and arrested him without any injuries reported. At the scene, the suspect admitted fleeing out of fear of being arrested for operating an unregistered motorcycle linked to prior theft activity. The motorcycle was seized for investigation, and the man was taken into custody on charges of vehicle theft and resisting law enforcement. Brazil. 2025, the Rocan Special Tactical Motorized Police Unit detected a Yamaha MT-03 sport motorcycle traveling at high speed through a residential area. When officers signaled for the rider to stop for inspection, he refused to comply and accelerated, fleeing through several narrow streets and crowded areas, endangering nearby motorists and pedestrians. A pursuit quickly ensued, with multiple units deployed to block possible escape routes. After several minutes, the MT-03 turned into a dead-end street in the Rua Jaco Bertillon area. Surrounded on all sides, the rider was forced to stop and surrender. Upon inspection, officers discovered that the man possessed no valid documentation and that the motorcycle was not registered in his name. The suspect admitted to having prior criminal convictions related to motorcycle theft and said he fled out of fear of being arrested. The vehicle was seized for investigation, and the suspect was taken to the local police station to face charges of vehicle theft and resisting law enforcement.